Hey Aquarius, let's tap in for your 2026 year ahead reading guidance. We're going to see what's in store for you this upcoming year. I hope you guys are wrapping up 2025 in a good place and excited for a new year. I know I am ready for a fresh start here, right? So let's see. I'm going to pull from the Whispers of Healing Oracle cards to get your overall energy for 2026. Then we're going to do a 12 card tarot spread to see what you can expect for each month in the year ahead. All right, so let's get these nice and shuffled. Spirit, thank you so much for connecting me with the Aquarius Collective. Please allow me to channel these messages with ease, grace, accuracy, and precision so I can provide the Aquarius Collective with the insight, clarity, and guidance that they are seeking in reference to 2026 so that they can navigate this upcoming year with the most ease, with the most clarity, and the most alignment with their highest selves and highest destined path. Spirit, we do thank you so much for your guidance, your insight, the clarity you bring. We thank you for your healing, your protection, most importantly, your love. Ashe, ashe, ashe. All right, my beautiful Aquarians, we have growth. This is such a pretty card. I love it. So this is what you can expect in 2026, okay? Growth, expansion, progress, you reaching your goals. Even just like I'm getting like internally, you're going to be growing a lot. 2026 is a universal 1 year, okay? So it's kind of about like redefining yourself in a way, having a rebirth in some capacity. I get for many of you, the work that you've been doing on yourself for the past 9-year cycle is going to be more evident here in 2026. You're actually going to start noticing like, oh wow, like I really have grown a lot emotionally, mentally, spiritually, maybe even physically in some ways, okay? But yeah, this is a really beautiful energy for you. You're going to be feeling that sense of accomplishment, success, achievement. We definitely love to see that for you. We've got the number 15 on here. That could be significant. Some of you could have been born on the 15th of the month. Also, 1 plus 5, it reduces to a 6 there in numerology. So the number 6 can be significant. That could be, what is that? June? Yeah. So June could be a really important month for you in the upcoming year, especially the full moon in June, which, what will that be? Full moon in Sagittarius, maybe? I'll need to pull up my little astrology transits. We can see what that would be. It'll either be the full moon in Sagittarius or the full moon in Capricorn. So let me just check here for you. Let's see. Full moon in June is the wait, no. Okay, so no. I think it's the full moon in Capricorn. Yeah, the full moon in Capricorn on June 29th. Okay, so that could be significant to you. Oh my God, my stomach's starting to growl. I might have to eat something before I do this reading. I've already done Capricorn's reading and it ended up being like 45 minutes. I was not expecting it to be that long. So I don't want y'all sitting here listening to my stomach growl for the next 45 minutes or so. So I'm going to go get me something to eat real quick and we'll dive back into this. Okay, y'all, I'm back. I had me some cereal. I don't know if somebody is a fan of like Trix cereal. Somebody could be eating cereal while they watching this or whatever. Maybe you eating some fruits. You being an adult because you know how Trix has the shapes of the different fruits and stuff. I'm over here being a big old kid. I've just been having a craving for cereal lately. Like all the kitty cereals too. I bought some Cocoa Puffs as well. Let's go ahead and get into your 12-month spread here. So remember, we have growth coming through as your overall energy. For some of you guys picking up on like your hair growing, maybe like you're growing it out, you know, whether you're a man, a woman, you know, Men out there, you could be growing your hair out because you want to wear braids or locks or something like that. I heard your beauty is also growing. And that's always a good thing. Look, then finances could be growing. I heard growing your family as well. Yeah, that could also be like your chosen family. All right, Spirit, let's see what this month by month breakdown is looking like for my Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus placements 2026. All right, they're saying this is the one. I am using the, Mahogany Tarot for your spread. So let's pull these cards out. All right, I might be able to zoom in a little more with these. Okay. Ooh, I like that. Got like a lot of people showing up in your reading. So like I was saying, growing your family, chosen family, that could be, you know, your friends, people that you collaborate with in some capacity. Maybe you're joining like a club or something like that. Let me see if we can zoom in a little more. Okay. All right, let's get into it. Let's see what's underneath the deck. Ace of Cups. I love this. So speaking of love, all right, your heart is opening up more this year. Your heart could be growing this year, all right? Some of you, I'm not going to go too in on y'all, okay? Because I love all the zodiac signs. It's just some that I've had more challenging relationships with. And if I'm being honest, Aquarius has been one of them. And it's partially because of this reason. I'm just kind of watery and sensitive. So you guys are going to be a little more watery, more sensitive. Maybe you have some water placements in your chart. You should look into them, okay? But you're definitely going to be tapping into this part of yourself a little more, which might be, you know, not necessarily a comfortable zone for you to be in, especially if you don't have a lot of water placements in your chart. This can feel really foreign, and it can even feel kind of yuck, okay? So this is a year, though, where you are being invited to open up your heart. All right. We all got a heart for a reason. It's meant to be utilized. You know, for some of y'all, maybe it's been a little guarded, been a little shut down, and maybe for good reason. You know, you could have been hurt in your past, disappointed, betrayed, abandoned, you know, all the things. All right. So I'm extending grace. I'm not going to personalize this just because a few Aquarians kind of piss me off. I love all y'all, okay? And I know everybody got their reasons for the way that they show up too. So I hope that you guys are healing with the Ace of Cups. That's what you're being invited to do. You know, kind of work through some of your emotional wounds that might close you off, all right? From the love, the care, the empathy, the compassion, the connection, the intimacy that you are meant to experience, all right? So I like this for you very much, okay? So let's go ahead and get into the month by month breakdown. Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus placements. We're starting off in January as you, okay? Queen of Swords. This is exactly what I was just talking about, you know, being closed off, Okay, the Queen of Swords is often seen as the widow. Yeah, the widow. Widower in the tarot. Okay, they have been fucked over one too many times, and they're just like, I just don't have time for this love shit anymore. Like, I'm just over it. Calm down. It's okay. Breathe through it, right? I'm acknowledging here that you have been fucked over, okay? But that's just kind of a part of life. Everybody has been fucked over at some point, right? And sometimes when we get ourselves a little too closed off and we feel like, oh, it's just happening to me and everything is against me, we don't really recognize maybe opportunities to connect with others through our grief, even, right? You know, through shared experiences that we do have with every human on this earth. Everybody on this earth, no one is I can't think of the word that I'm looking for. It's not coming to my mind. Oh yeah, no one is exempt from experiencing heartbreak in this lifetime. I don't know if y'all heard that horn beeping in the background. That could be a confirmation for what I'm saying here. All right. Everybody goes through that. But some of you have a tendency when you go through that, you isolate, right? And I think that can be a part of the healing process, you know, where you do kind of need to pull back and be in your own energy. But there eventually comes a time where it's just like, all right, I've had enough of this little lone wolfing and, you know, doing my own thing. It's time for me to connect. I heard it's time for me to be brave in seeking connection with others while also still being discerning. That's one thing. I love the Queen of Swords. I used to, oh my God, I couldn't stand the Queen of Swords. She was my least favorite queen. Once again, because I'm very watery. Watery, fiery. I mean, I do have air in my chart. I'm a Gemini rising. Don't get me wrong. I've had to learn to embrace the Queen of Swords for the medicine that she provides as well. And one thing about the Queen of Swords, you cannot play on her top at all. You know, when she goes through certain life experiences, she's not going to repeat the same mistakes. You know, she is also someone that is guarded, and for good reason, when it comes to the softer aspects of her. You know, she is someone who is going to make someone prove themselves that they are worthy of accessing the softer parts of them. Okay? So this might be how you're coming into the new year, Aquarius. Like, I gotta be a little more discerning here. Like, who deserves access and who doesn't? Right? That's why you got your sword up there, ready to protect, ready to defend, ready to speak your truth as well. All right, so this is a very empowered position for you to be in. I do like that for you. I'm drawn to this little face. It looks like a little baby face. This could be even you like protecting your inner child, which you know your inner child is like very innocent, very soft and sensitive, right? And worthy of your protection. Maybe some of you could have went through a life experience where you as a child, you were not protected. Something could have happened to you where like your parents, your guardians, you know, whatever adults were around you, they did not protect you. I heard they did not validate you. So I'm definitely, you know, I'm sorry if that it has been an experience for you. And shout out to you for now being the adult in your life that gives a fuck. Like, pat yourself on the back. Many of you are in a process of reparenting your inner child, giving them the support that the adults in your life when you were younger did not give you. Okay, you better pop your shit, baby. I love it. let's move on next. Some of you could also be dealing with another air sign in January, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Moving on to February, we have the Five of Cups. I'm going to clarify this for you. I typically clarify the more challenging energies. You might be feeling a little sad here. For some of you, it's because it's Valentine's Day and you might be single and looking around. You on Instagram and on TikTok and you seeing, you know, everybody in love and shit. And you like, why not me? What about me? Now, with this card, there's 3 cups that are spilled, but there are 2 cups still standing. So some of this is about perspective here, okay? You do have love in your life. That's what the cups represent. It's like that emotion, that love, that empathy, that support. You do have it in your life. You're kind of focused on what you don't have, or you're more so focused on cups that have already spilled over. So you might be thinking about an ex. You might be thinking about an old friend. For some of you, you could definitely be grieving the loss of someone that has passed away. You know, definitely sending you love as you navigate that, because, you know, grief in that regard, it definitely comes in waves. Not even just in that regard, even when it comes to, you know, friends that we fell out with and people that we broke up from and stuff like that. It comes in waves. So you're experiencing a wave here in February. All right. But do just know that you have love around you. But it's okay to mourn the loss of those that are not a part of your life anymore either. Maybe for some of you, you had to make a hard decision in setting that boundary and cutting somebody off that was just not good for you. Let's get a clarifier on this for my Aquarius babies. Spirit, what is this Five of Cups for Aquarius? Okay, this came up in the reverse. 7 of Swords in the reverse. So you have dealt with a situation, a relationship where someone lied to you or ghosted you as well. That could be a pattern that you've experienced, like lies. The 7 of Swords is a thief as well. You know, whether someone stole money from you, or even just like stole your time, your energy, your kindness, right? But this could also be you. 7 of Swords can be a card of self-sabotage, looking back to the past, things that we're supposed to be moving forward from. So some of you might need to be a little more mindful, be a little more discerning when it comes to what you're giving attention to. You're here now in the present. What's done is done. So some of you need to be here now. There's a song, I think it's literally called Be Here Now by Ray Lamontague, something like that. Look up that song. You need to be here now, but also you need to look forward to the future. You know, you can't even see where you're really going if you're looking back, right? We do have a rear view mirror in our car, but you're not looking in that mirror the entire time you're driving. You know, you check it from time to time, but for the most part, you're looking ahead at the road ahead of you, the cars ahead of you, right? That's where some of you need to, you know, look ahead. Did that come up? Okay. Let me get one more because I don't like to end on challenging energies. I like to have something a little more upbeat. I love this. We have the 3 of Cups coming through. You have friends. You have people that love you. Yeah, you're a part of some community. Celebrate. You know, maybe you're not booed up or whatever during Valentine's Day. You better get into a Galentine's celebration. I know I've been celebrating Galentine's for, I don't know, like the past 3-4 years. Shit, maybe even longer. Because I'm like, shit, I done been out of my last relationship damn near that long. But I remember even like when I was in a relationship with somebody, like I was celebrating Galentine's with my friends. Because I don't just value romantic connections in my life. I do value my friends as well. Okay. So that might be what some of y'all need to like go out for drinks with the girls or the guys, you know, or the non-binary folks you be hanging out with, whoever it is you hang out with. Okay. But go celebrate love in all its forms, right? Because romance is not the only way that we can experience love. And to be honest, you know, some of the deepest connections you'll really have in your life are with your friends. You know, some folks be breaking up with friends and shit. I don't really be trying to do all that. Unless you just disrespecting me and, you know, you're not respecting my boundaries and shit like that, then yeah, I might have to fucking let your ass go. But for the most part, you know, I like to work things out with my friends. We might not always agree. We might butt heads sometimes. But, you know, a real friend, they gonna ride with you. A real friend, they gonna respect you, your boundaries, your expectations. A real friend is going to want to learn how to love you. That's the thing with a lot of people. They give love in a way that they like to receive love. But when it comes to relationships of any kind, you have to learn how that person likes to receive love. And a testament to a true friend is someone who's going to rise to the occasion and love their friend in the way that they need to be loved. So I don't know. It could be something about love languages. I know that's been debunked and all that, but like, I do feel like people do have love languages. They have ways that they want to be loved. And maybe this is going to be an opportunity for you to learn those ways with some of your friends or something. Okay. Moving on next to March. The Empress. You're feeling a lot better. Okay. You're feeling good. And maybe, you know, your friends. Just being around that good energy. Being around people that speak life into you. Right? You know, remind you like you are that bitch. Right? Sometimes you need that. So you guys could have got that in February after you was feeling a little sorry for yourself. And now you back on top of your game. You're extremely magnetic during this time. So you could just be drawing in opportunities, drawing in new relationships, drawing in good vibes. We've got some fertility energy going on here. So I don't know if you're trying to get pregnant. Hey, this could be a good time to try. Some of you might be finding out you're pregnant around this time, or there's a pregnant person around you. All right. But this is also that energy of mothering oneself. Like I was talking about with your Queen of Swords and reparenting yourself. So you might be really soft and tender and loving and kind to yourself, but also to other people. They could be noticing this about you. Noticing maybe more of a maternal instinct about you. That's really beautiful. You're really beautiful, okay? The Empress is the epitome of beauty. I said that earlier with your growth card. You could be growing in beauty. Also your hair, she got like this big old afro, okay? So, yeah, something about you. You're looking real good, okay? I don't know if you posting thirst traps, what you got going on. Look, you might not call it a thirst trap. You like, I'm just posting a selfie. I can't help these motherfuckers thirsty. I know that's right. Okay. So you looking good. You're getting a lot of attention. Like, enjoy it. Like, you're seated in your throne here. You're feeling more self-assured. Feeling like, you know, I'm where I need to be. This is the acceptance of like, I'm exactly where I need to be. I love that for you. Very beautiful. Look to, there could be something going on with Venus. The Venus transit during March that's going to be very supportive for you. Maybe it's making some positive aspects in your natal chart, but it looks good. And then next in April, oh my gosh, it really doesn't get any better. You got the Emperor. You got the Empress and the Emperor in your spread, okay? Now, this can go back to that reparenting. The Empress is Big Mama. The Emperor is Big Daddy, okay? So, you're stepping into Big Daddy energy. And it's rightfully so. It's Aries season during April. It's definitely Big Daddy, okay? So, you're healing like mother and father wounds during March and April. Okay? So, you know, maybe some painful situations you've gone through in the past with your parental figures. There's some sort of healing that's coming through during this time of the year. Whether that's just your own personal internal journey, or whether that's something that's actually happening more so externally through your interactions with your parents. It looks good though. I really like this for you. That Ace of Cups, healing your heart. You know, healing from maybe the ways that your mother was not the epitome of the Empress, right? Everybody don't get an Empress as a mom. Most people don't. If we're being honest, it's not too many people that are really embodying Empress and Emperor energy. You might have had a Queen of Swords as a mom, or a Queen of Wands, or a Queen of Pentacles, or a Queen of Cups. But the Empress, she's all the queens. Someone that's like balanced and fully integrated. This is who you're becoming. I heard this is also who many of your parents are becoming, but just later in life. They might have just been a queen when you were growing up, or a king. They had not yet fully embodied the Emperor and the Empress. And to be honest, these cards are more so representative of our kind of later years in life. Some people, they come into this a lot earlier though. You could be coming into it a lot earlier. But yeah, there's definitely some healing going on here. For some of you, there could be a partnership that is coming into focus with this Empress Emperor energy. There could be love that's going to be coming into your life. And it's because you have stepped into your role as the Empress, as the Emperor, that you are a vibrational match for this person to come in and sit on their throne right beside you. So Venus and Mars, look to what those planets are doing around this time, okay, in your natal chart. You know, whereas the Empress, she's soft, tender, loving, caring. The Emperor, look, he's soft too. He's tender in his own way, but he's very firm, okay? He don't take no shit, right? This is the nurturer. This is the disciplinarian. And that could also be what you're trying to balance within yourself. And you are balancing within yourself. I've also got Taurus, Aries energies could be significant to you. Moving into May, King of Pentacles. I just mentioned a Taurus energy, so, I mean, but this could be Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. All right, money is looking good. All these thrones like that you're seated on. Literally, all you have is queens and kings in your reading, and Emperor and Empress. So it is something about you reaching a certain level of self-mastery. That's where that growth is coming in. Like I told you, This like last little 9-year cycle, you've been doing a lot of work and healing and shedding and releasing and integrating and this and that is really going to be seen this year. So yes, seated in your throne when it comes to finances, when it comes to your legacy. This is the future that you're creating for yourself, for some of you, for your children, for their children, and so forth. And so forth. There's so much abundance and prosperity around you. This could be someone you're connecting with. Man, he got money, okay? Look, he real stable. I heard Mr. Fix It too, so I don't know if he do a job where he fix shit, like a auto repairman, like, I don't know, a fucking plumber, electrician, like, what is that, like blue collar work? Could be something like that. But he could also be someone, King of Pentacles can very much be in an office, Mr. Corporate, you know, working in finance or something. But yeah, I'm noticing the bull horns here. So I'm definitely getting strong Taurus energy coming through that you could be connecting with here in May. Even just for you yourself, just coming into more of that stable, fixed Taurian energy when it comes to your finances and, you know, your legacy, your future that you're creating for yourself. I like that. Moving on to June, we have another king, a King of Wands this time. Okay, so this is the King of Ambition when it comes to your career aspirations, your success in life. Once again, you're seated on your throne. Look, some of y'all might have some options when it comes to this love thing. You might have a Earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, maybe a fire sign too, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. But as an energy that you're embodying here, this is you feeling very confident, very self-assured. You know, this is typically someone that's like well-traveled, someone with a dynamic personality, very sexy. Okay? And I mean, you're giving that. It's something about your appearance that people are maybe taking more notice of this year than they have previously. So I don't know, maybe you've been in the gym or something. Or maybe you've been really working on your skincare. I mean, they say the best like beautification rituals and work that you can do is like the inner work, right? So maybe it's all that inner work is finally like, wow, look at you. It's like your soul is glowing from the inside out. Or your spirit in this case, when we're talking about the King of Wands. Your spirit is lit up. And it's sexy. It's irresistible. Okay, that's how you're coming through. And you could be attracting you a little King of Wands. Or, you know, for my fellows watching, it could be a feminine that's coming through in this energy. If you have a business for yourself, very successful during this time. Getting a lot of recognition, stepping into leadership. I heard acquisition, so I don't know, somebody could be acquiring your business or something. You could be making a major power move here around this time. So congratulations in advance. Moving on to July, we have the Queen of Pentacles. So we have a match here, Queen and King of Pentacles. So look, if you have options, maybe between this earth sign and a fire sign, you might choose the earth sign. That's the matched pair that I see aside from the Empress and the Emperor. But look, this could be the same person. Like I said, the Empress and the Emperor, they embody the energy of all the queens and all the kings. All right. This is just the energies that you two might be in a little more heavily this year. It's interesting. We got 2 queens on the table, 2 kings on the table. So if you want to be in relationship with a masculine, they're very much focused on the bag, the legacy, and the career, the advancement, the success. Very much focused on that. If you're the queen in this dynamic, you're focused on the bag and the legacy too. I heard the home as well. Also focusing on like in the intellect in some capacity. Communication. You know, getting your mental health right. All right, but going back to that Queen of Pentacles, this is a very comfortable energy that you're going to find yourself in. You might be really nice and cozy at home. You know, it's Cancer season during July, so that could be where the emphasis of home is for you. I heard home improvement project, so you might be working on that. Getting some upgrades in the home, decorating, you know, all that good stuff. For some of you, if you had children, you could be, you know, nurturing your babies and all that good stuff. There could also be a project, something that you're working on that's in connection with your finances. Could be nurturing your financial growth. Nurturing a skill that you have that's going to make you more money. It looks really good. Let's move on to August. Okay, so things are a little tricky in August. I'm going to get a clarifier for you. Don't worry. 5 of Swords. All right, so there's some conflict. Maybe a feeling of defeat. We're going to see what's going on with this. I don't think it's a coincidence. It's right under that 5 of Cups you had, that 7 of Swords that came out in the reverse. Let's see what this is about. I heard family drama for some of you. What's this 5 of Swords, Spirit? 3 of Wands. You might create some space, some distance. This could literally just be a little squabble, okay? Have a little disagreement with somebody, and it's like, all right, I need to take a little space. I need to focus on myself. This could also be the influences of the past that are trying to pull you back in, like bait you into conflict. Could have been someone that tried to put you in competition with others, tried to triangulate you or some shit. And you're like, oh no, we ain't doing that. My back is turned. I'm looking to my future. I'm not doing what I was doing back in February, looking back on this shit and oh, coulda, woulda, shoulda. We ain't doing that. We're looking forward. The future is bright. My ships are sailing in. The good things that I want. I mean, you've already seen them. They're coming in for you. And you don't have time to entertain the bullshit. So turn your back on that, please. Whatever that is. Don't even give it attention, energy. And literally, in September, you turn your back on it. You separate. You detach. You're over it. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't know. Y'all might end up blocking somebody, restricting their access to you to where they can't even reach out to you anymore, right? I don't know. Some of y'all, I'll be blocking that ass. Because I don't even want to come. I don't want you to come back with a funky ass apology, 8 months later when you knew you was wrong 8 months ago. It's funny, I pulled the 8 of Cups and I wasn't correlating it with the 8 months, but for some reason 8 months came out. So yeah, somebody could be popping back up 8 months later. They owed you an apology back then. Now they want to pop back up into your life. Stop letting people play with you. People like that, they don't mean any good. They knew they was wrong. They knew they was wrong 8 months ago. Why it take them that long to apologize? They just wanted to see if they still have you on the hook. Baby, you come apologizing to me 8 months. What? I forgot about that, huh? This apology, I don't even care about anymore. I wasn't waiting on it. And that's what this person is banking on. This Five of Swords shit. They're banking on you waiting for an apology. Sometimes you got to be like, fuck the apology. I'm moving on anyway. Because that apology ain't really genuine when it's coming several months later. Like, please, something significant about the full moon in September. What's the full moon in September? Let's see which one that is. It is the full moon in Aries. Okay? And he got the red on the Aries in color. So yeah. You know, Aries is gonna choose theyself. Me. And some of y'all need to be on that type of time. Okay? Where you're putting yourself first. So yeah, you're moving on. Whoever, whatever that is. Moving into October, you have the Seven of Pentacles. You're reevaluating some things. This might be a bit of a slower month. Okay, you're kind of seeing what's working, what's not working. You're also checking in on your efforts, your investments. Are they growing? You know, the fruits of my labor, what's shaking here, right? And I do feel like you're seeing growth. It might be slow. It is the Pentacles, right? But it's growth nonetheless. So acknowledge that. Celebrate that. Get excited about, ooh, it's growing. You know, because right here, he can be getting a little impatient. Like, oh, brother, hurry up. You're an air sign, so I get y'all. I'm like, us fire too. We like it quick. Hurry up. Okay? But yeah, slow and steady here with the Seven of Pentacles. Because you're building something that is going to be built to last. You know, this is also a time where you could be metaphorically pruning your garden. Cutting out the weeds, right? The things that might be inhibiting the growth. And you're like, all right, I got to cut this out. Okay, so, you know, do your due diligence with that. And like I said, just be patient. Moving on to November, we've got Judgment. This is definitely the Scorpio season part of November that's going to be really significant for you. Making a final judgment call on a situation. You know, if you're going to continue entertaining this, investing in this, or not. Judgment can also be second chances. It could be that apology that has been very much delayed, finally coming back around. Oh, hey, if you haven't blocked this person and they come through apologizing, you embrace that how you need to. I feel like typically it's in our best interest to forgive. Not all the time. It depends on what the offense is, because some people deserve an eternal fuck you. Okay, that's going to be your judgment call, essentially, that you're having to make. Are you going to give this person an eternal fuck you? Or are you going to be like, you know, I appreciate the apology. You holding yourself accountable finally, so I'm not feeling like I'm crazy or some shit. But I'm actually good on you. All right? But for others of you, it might be a situation where it's like, okay, you apologize. We kind of talked through this. Like, maybe you've made some major changes in your life. Like, we can work this out. We could try again. So it's going to be different for everybody. But ultimately, you're the judge here. Some of you, there could be a wake-up call. Your ancestors are trying to get your attention about something. So, you know, stay woke, especially during Scorpio season. They could very much be trying to communicate with you. Ooh, I probably should have some stickers on these little booties here. Oh well, YouTube, with your sensitive ass, it's just a booty. I don't know. Now I'm hearing show your ass. Like, I ain't saying show your ass, okay? Like literally. But I don't know. Somebody could have showed their ass, you know, metaphorically speaking. This could be the wake up call that you're getting. Like, no, this motherfucker didn't. Maybe it's during the holidays too. You know, what is it? Thanksgiving during this time. Oh, look, maybe somebody did some crazy during Thanksgiving dinner, said some shit out the side of their neck. And you was like, oh, it's a wrap. Like, I'm not doing this shit with you anymore. Like, that's the final judgment call. That's what I needed to see. Like, I'm done. Okay. So, yeah. For some of y'all, it's going to be a wrap on that. Moving into December, you have the Hanged Man. You're letting something go. You're releasing it to God, the universe, you know, surrendering. Y'all got this, because I don't, clearly. You know, maybe something you've been trying to get a hold on and, like, fix it and make it work. You're just like, your hand's off now. You're not trying to make it work anymore. You're just letting the chips fall where they may. And receiving the enlightenment that you need surrounding the situation. You know, getting insight into why you needed to go through this situation, the deeper meaning, the purpose behind the fuck shit, essentially. Gaining clarity, gaining that perspective that you didn't have previously. So you do end the year in a really good space where you come into some deeper wisdom about a situation here. And ultimately, that's a very empowering place to be in. A place of deeper wisdom and also deeper surrender. I love that for you. Let's see what's going on with these charms. If you stuck with me this long, you get a little treat. I know some of y'all ain't got the patience. My little TikTok babies out there. 45 minutes. Look, break the reading up if you need to. Come back. Take some notes. Come back. Like, y'all need to grow your attention span. Shit. All right, let's see what's going on with my Aquarians out there. Your little charm message. Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus placement. We got his little rocking horse. So that makes me think of childhood. So I do feel like there's something you're healing from the childhood. With the red color, it makes me think of the masculine. So maybe something you're healing related to like the father wound, something like that. Some of you healing issues with stability, security, especially like if you had an absent father. It could be something that you're healing there. Maybe some of you have had a back and forth relationship with your dad. Like 1 minute we cool, then we not, then we cool, then we not. You know, even if they were present physically, 1 minute they're attentive, then they're really distant. And they all up your ass, then they don't want nothing to do with you. Okay? So there could be some healing that you're experiencing in regards to that. You could be getting unstuck, you know. It's just like this back and forth, back and forth. This isn't a horse, like a real horse that can, you know, break free and run and shit. They're just kind of stuck in place. So it could be something about that where you've kind of felt stuck in place when it comes to just your life, maybe a certain relationship in your life. But I do feel like that's going to be changing for you this year. You know, that's definitely exciting, something to look forward to. I mentioned some of you could be having like a baby or something. I mean, we do got that Empress energy where the sperm meets the egg, all that stuff. You know, Ace of Cups can be a symbol of fertility. That's the feminine part, the water. Okay. Some of y'all could be having a girl as well. If you are pregnant, congratulations. Having this child can be very healing for your inner child too. I love that. All right, my loves, with that being said, I'm going to wrap up this message here. If this resonates at all, if you're excited about this upcoming year, go ahead, hit that thumbs up button for me. Drop a comment below. Give me some feedback. What are you looking forward to the most? What resonated with you about this reading? Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And until next time, I'm wishing you all a very happy holiday season. Have a beautiful time wrapping up this year. And have a magical 2026. Take care.